Everyone, this is Ben from Cheddar Flow for another flow recap video. Remember, these we go over the flow from the previous week and how it will relate to the week ahead of us. Gives us really good insight on not only learning what happened in that previous week to kind of get like a sense for maybe strategies in the future, but also what could have continuation in the next week. So this has been really beneficial lately. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're making some pretty good plays just based off of the flow in the past, like the past videos we've been doing so far. So do subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it, and we will get started right here. So first ticker that I want to go over is Tesla. We've been going over this for the past few weeks actually, and it has not disappointed at all. A lot of continuation on the chart, and as you can see with the orders, 203 orders that were unusual for Friday. So that's insane to see that for this stock, and it is not disappointed at all. Like, look at all of this bullish prints on here. You can see some over in the 2 millions, 1 million right here, and just overall just a ton of order flow coming through the tape on Friday. And if you go over the chart over here, this one has been cranking. This is the weekly chart, by the way. This one has been cranking for a very long time. Finally broke out over this line right here, and for the last 2 weeks has had two bullish engulfing candles, which leads us to believe that this is going to go higher in the near term, just because these are full candles. Bullish engulfing means that it closed at the top of the candle both the weeks. Plus, this week was supported by volume right here, as you can see. So this one, I have a price target of at least higher. I think it definitely can go to this Fibonacci line of 937.4. Right now we're at 909. And the flow certainly is supporting that thesis right now, just because, again, looking at it right here, really bullish on Friday. And if we go over to the historical flow tab, my favorite one to look at, if we look at the entire week, so going all the way back to the 18th to start the week off, if we go to the entire week, click filters, because this one is key as well. I want to see everything that's had a premium over 500,000. So what kind of big money has been in this stock? That's what I want to look at. And we'll look at Tesla here. So type this in, and we got Tesla right here. Look at all these bullish prints on this. So a lot of dark pool orders, first of all, because over 100 million in the amount for dark pool is quite a bit for Tesla, and it's had a lot of these. So that's one thing to note. 700 million over here. So somebody on October 16th probably was buying it because they see a lot of potential for it to go higher, which it has done. But looking through this, look at this, 10 million in premium. That's a huge print right here. Another 3.3 million, 1.3 million. These are some huge prints for the call flow. And again, these people were betting on it going high, and they were not disappointed, as you can see. And more continuation is most probable to happen in the next few weeks. So keep this one on watch. It's going to be great for day traders, great for swing traders. Overall, I'm really bullish on Tesla right now. So the next one I want to go over, this one, everyone knows this name by now, is DWAC. This one went from $10 a share on Thursday to $175 a share by Friday. So over the course of 24 hours, had a 1,750% move just in the stock price. What is interesting about this one is it did not have options at first, but on Monday, I'm not sure if you guys heard yet, this is going to have an options chain. So this is going to be very interesting to watch just because of how much it has went up. It's been halted multiple times, had a ton of volume going up throughout Thursday and Friday. I am super excited to see on Cheddar Flow what the prints are going to be like. All you have to do if you have Cheddar Flow for Monday and throughout the rest of the week, just got to type in DWAC. It's going to show all of the unusual prints. So you're definitely going to want to check this out, because could it go higher? Yes. Could it go lower? Yes as well. Had a massive squeeze on Friday. So bringing in options to this one, characteristically, if you looked at Robinhood, once they brought out options, it went a bunch higher. Looking at other stocks as well in the past, they tend to go higher once they do have an options chain just for that day. After that first day where it has the options chain, it does seem to go down. We saw it with other ones like ORF, it's ORPH. That one had an options chain after it got pumped pretty high, and then it had like a smaller pump after. So it's been a characteristic theme this year in 2021 that once people have an options chain on stocks like these, it does go up during that day and then falls after. So you're going to want to watch that, because if you're a trader, you're going to want to trade that. A ton of volatility to profit from on here. Make sure to be sure that you have your risk mitigated, because again, this thing is really far up. There's a reason why it's squeezed, and that's because there's a ton of shorts in this thing, just because all of these SPACs that had DAs have been shorted below 10 soon after their definitive agreement came out. So this one is going to end up falling further. Just when is the question. Just wanted to point this one out because I know a lot of people are really excited to see what the order flow is going to be on Cheddar Flow come Monday, so you're going to want to check this out. This next one I have is the one I'm most interested for this week, because it's going to tell us where the market is going in the near term, and that is Facebook. So Facebook has fallen. If we just look at the chart really quick, We'll type it on over here. Facebook fell quite a bit on Friday just because of the news of Snapchat's earnings. Snapchat fell about 25% after earnings just because it had missed revenue and just overall got hammered. But Facebook is a direct sympathy, so is Twitter to Snapchat. And because they had such a poor response to the earnings, a lot of people started selling off on Facebook. So Facebook fell quite a bit. You see this large gap down right here, a pretty big gap from 337 all the way down under 330, and was red to finish the day. So had some good sell volume as well, which is another thing to note. But what's interesting about this is the flow is very bullish, which could be interesting because our earnings report for Facebook is on Monday. So Monday after hours, Facebook is going to have, they're going to release their earnings report. And it's very odd to see that everything over $500,000 in premium is on the call side, 100% call flow. So big money is bullish going into the earnings report, even though we saw a terrible tragedy with Snapchat's earnings afterwards, and a lot of people sold off for these social media stocks. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. As of now, the call flow is bullish. We can see right here 3.1 million just for December. So this person was bullish earlier in the week, and most of these are coming in later on in the week. So between this one was between Monday and Wednesday. If we check all the way to Friday, you can see right here only a few more puts, but again, people are still loading lower down. So this is on the 22nd. So this was Friday when it was hammered down. People are still loading this, which is very, very interesting to see. And these are for calls in November. There's some for December as well in there. And that's interesting to see because, again, this thing got hammered, fell down to the support right here off of Snapchat, which was absolutely destroyed. As you can see right here, look at that major gap down right there from the mid 70s all the way down to the mid 50s, which is insane. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens because of this call flow being very bullish going into earnings. So if you were to trade it going through earnings, as of now, the whales are pretty bullish on that. Does that mean it has to happen, or does it have to go up after? No, it does not. We have to be super cautious because of what happened to Snapchat as well. But it's interesting to see what happens. Snapchat is a much smaller company compared to Facebook. So I think, honestly, a lot of the times when people have a certain sentiment for a stock going into the earnings, like Facebook right now after what happened to Snapchat, it tends to be the opposite. So we will see what happens. Again, there were some issues with Facebook going down earlier in this quarter, so that could be another factor that plays into earnings. But again, these are things are expected. And when stuff's expected in the market, it tends to have the opposite effect. So we'll see what happens. What do I know? Will be interesting to watch. Remember, don't risk an insane amount on earnings because it can be very volatile and it can have really weird price movements just based on what happened throughout the quarter. So again, we trade based off of the chart and the flow. Mixing both of those together is going to give us the best probability of success in the market. So that is our goal here at Cheddar Flow for you guys. But anyways, that will be it for me today. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. And again, subscribe if you have not to the channel, and I will see you guys next week.